Hey friends, this is Pastor Cole. I hope you're doing well today or whenever you're watching this. There is a lot going on at the church right now. God is really blessing us in this season. There's so much fruit that's taking shape at this church, so many lives that are being impacted, and that's because of you. And I'm just so grateful. I wanted to share with you a couple of reminders or announcements, perhaps, make sure that we're all on the same page and encourage you to continue to support the ministries of the church through your prayers, your presence, your witness, your gifts, and your service, those baptismal covenant vows that we take as members of any United Methodist Church. As you hopefully have noticed, we have a new roof on our building. Red Wolf Roofing came in last week, and in 4 days, those guys did an amazing job. So we are so grateful. The roof is on, it's done. We were looking forward for a long time for that project being completed. So that is done. The sign, we're hoping and anticipating that maybe it'll be done sometime in November. If not, we're going to wait till after the cold weather season and probably early 2024. We'll be getting a new sign and doing more rock work around that sign. You may be wondering, hopefully you already know this, but we are in the process of finishing our application for a loan through the United Methodist Foundation of Western North Carolina. We are looking to take on around $134,000 for this loan. So that's how we're paying for these projects. It's a 15-year loan, but we hope to be repaying it sooner than that. A lot of their churches do repay the loan sooner than that. So we're really grateful for the United Methodist Foundation and looking forward to securing that loan. That's how we're going to pay for these projects. But really, we're going to need your help in covering the costs. We're going to need your help in supporting these ministries. At the end of December and in January, Pastor Mike is going to be leading us in a process of thinking about how we use the gifts that God has given us. I'm really excited about this series. It's called New Consecration Sunday. It removes this idea of, okay, we have a need, so people just give in to the need. What it instead talks about, and Mike's going to talk so much more about this, but it says, we have a need and we trust that God's going to meet that need. You've been given gifts. What is God calling you to do to be faithful with that gifts? And kind of removing those two things. They don't have to be tied up. Of course, they are related. Mike's going to talk more about that. And I'm very excited that our own Bishop Carter, will be coming to preach the final Sunday in that series on January 14th. So more information coming on that. But for those of you wondering how we're going to repay this loan, that's the way that we're going to start, is by talking about God has been good to us. How is God calling us to be faithful with our gifts, all of them, including our finances? So more to come on that very soon. I wanted to remind you that we will have a Charge Conference in November. It will be November 14th. Charge conferences are really important. This is where the nominating committee and your board of the church, where they will recommend to you all, the church community, they'll recommend to you the leaders for 2024 and beyond. You all are the one that vote on those people, trusting that the nominating group and that the board has done the work of really discerning who God is calling to be in leadership. But it's very important that you come, especially this year, where we may be electing up to around 6 new members on the board, including a new board chair, a new annual conference delegate, and a couple of other really key positions, lay leader being one of those. So I want to invite you to come to that. You'll be hearing more about it, but really it's a very, very important Charge Conference this year. So go ahead and pencil that date in on November 14th at 5:30 p.m. in the evening here at the church. Well, that's what's kind of coming down the pipe. There's a lot of things that are happening even sooner than that. Many of you have heard that Reverend Ann Duncan, who used to be the pastor here for a year and a half right before I was here, her and her parents wrote a book called Being United Methodist Christians. I haven't read it yet, but from people who I love and trust who have gotten to peek at it, they said it's a wonderful resource. We've gone ahead and ordered several copies here. So instead of you having to go out on Amazon or somewhere else and purchasing them, you can purchase that book for $17 this Sunday and beyond. You can come into the church office. We'll have those available starting this Sunday. So I'm very excited to be exploring what Reverend Duncan, Pastor Ann shares with us about why it matters that we're United Methodists and how that's connected to being a Christian, which is ultimately most important. We will be sending out, hopefully tomorrow, a link for Destiny Little's baby shower. Her and Ryan are having a baby that's due at the end of January, and we're going to be having a baby shower on November 4th in the fellowship hall from 11:30 to 1:30. The information about their registries was available in the bulletin, but we'll have those emailed links to you so you can just click on them and support them, and hopefully join us. We need some food. Some folks have signed up for food on that Saturday from 11:30 to 1:30. We hope that we can bless Ryan and Destiny as they get prepared to welcome this precious new life, this gift from God into their family. The next day, that following Sunday, we'll have All Saints Sunday, November 5th, where we will celebrate and give thanks for the lives that we've lost this year. It's been a hard year all across this world, and I know for many of you personally. So I want to invite you over the next several weeks there'll be a tablecloth with Sharpies that'll be out in the lobby area as you come into the church, and you're welcome to write the names of anyone you've lost in this past year, or if you haven't done it before, years past, you're welcome to put their names on there as well. And on All Saints Sunday, that's the tablecloth that we will use for Holy Communion, acknowledging that death is not the end for those who believe in God. It's a transition, it's a threshold, but that we get to live life eternal, and we believe in Holy Communion, that in some beautiful way we're communing with those who have come before us and who will come after us. So I want to encourage you to prepare yourself over the next couple of weeks for that special Sunday, November 5th. Even sooner than that, we will have Trunk or Treat on October 28th from 3 to 5 out in the parking lot. I'm so excited. Chief Sutton, the fire chief, called me the other day. He's excited. They're going to bring a fire truck out. So if you want to bring your own car and dress up, please call Wanda. On October 14th, this Saturday, we'll be having a blessing of the animals, which is always a wonderful time. So bring out your non-venomous animals, and we'll be praying over them and asking for God's blessing on their lives. I hope to see you in the church backyard from 10 to noon this Saturday in the church backyard just behind the church. I want to also, if I can, just take a moment to say thank you to so many of you all. This last month, as most of you know, has been kind of a difficult one for me and my family. We've been sick nonstop for a month, and everybody's doing so much better. We're getting some more sleep, which is really important. I don't know if you know that sleep is important, but I feel like I've been a little bit more absent, and I'm grateful for your prayers and your texts and your calls of support. As a pastor, I often feel like I'm the one supposed to be helping you all, but I've been very blessed by your support over the last month, and truly I'm grateful for that. You all support me in so many ways, and I hope that I can continue to support you in many ways as well. One of the ways that you all support me is by making sure that I'm taking care of myself. I pray for you all often and hope you're taking care of yourself. Taking Sabbath. It's written in Scripture. We are supposed to take a day of Sabbath every single week. And also seasons of Sabbath are in there as well. So I pray you're doing that. I'll be doing that coming up here October 21st through 26th. I'll be leading a trip for clergy out to Colorado for a spiritual renewal time. So I'll be gone during that week. Pastor Mike will be preaching the Sunday of the 22nd, so you'll be blessed in that way. But be praying for me and for those other 10 clergy who are going to be hopefully receiving a blessing as they take time to take in a deep breath. Speaking of deep breath, take a deep breath after this video because I just shared a lot of information with you, but I hope you'll continue to connect. We're praying for all of our folks who are going back down to Florida or wherever you go for the winter. What a blessing it's been to have you all this summer, and we look forward to seeing you again in the spring, but please come back anytime before that as well. And for those of us who are here year-round, I look forward to these important seasons that we're entering into. Advent's just right around the corner. The birth of Christ is just right around the corner again. 2024 will be here before we know it, and I'm excited for all that God's got planned for us and that God wants to do in us and through us. So I hope to see you very soon, perhaps for Bible study tomorrow morning. I hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless you, and thanks for all you do. Take care.